Welcome back, my delinquents. Vshojo applications are out again, and some people are excited, some are not. Why is that? You think this would be a simple back and forth discussion, but sadly, this has blown up into a bit of a drama, with Zentra themselves making a statement about it. But to understand why this is happening, we need to dive into the past. Don't worry, it's not that scary. We're going to talk about the previous time the Vshojo applications opened. The applications opened up originally in 2021. What seems to be the first time, this is the information I could find on thank you Vtuber wiki, where they kept a detail line of this. The next debut was Kason and a Japanese member, Amiyama Nazuna? I don't think that's how you say that, but I tried, in 2022. And next one was Haruka Kariba in December 2022. On 2023, on 11th of May, Vshojo announced that they would be debuting a new talent, Henya, the genius, on 13th of May. This is unlikely to come from the applications, but worth mentioning for time's sake. General Giga made her debut on the 2nd of September 2023, and then the next one was Koro. Some people's responses to these hires were negative, because all the people being hired, either from the application or not, were large streamers who pull in thousands of viewers, and ones that were corporations from other teams, etc. Most of all were very friendly or friends with current members of Vshojo, making applications seem misleading, some even theorizing the hires had already been chosen before applications even went up, turning into many people pointing out their application videos had never been viewed too, which just fueled the fire of conspiracies around this and made people very disgruntled about the application process. And again, this leads into why in the second application round, people are again having mixed thoughts. Though a lot is positive, I'm not going to lie to you, there is a lot of people that are very happy to reply. I think this is worth discussing about. And this turns into the complaints about this post. Most likely a larger creator will be chosen. It gives the illusion anyone could be chosen, but not really. It's free promotion for Vshojo. Previous person chosen from the application was a close friend of Vshojo. Specifically, the complaints seem to go heavily on Haruka because she was a close friend of Zen. Even though Gaga, I'm pretty sure, and Gason also knew the Vshojo members and had thousands of viewers, but that seems to be the main one people focus on for some reason. And then that goes into, should they be doing open auditions if the auditions don't seem very open? Some people pointed out the positive side, so we're going to highlight the positive here. Anyone can apply, so it leads to the idea that anyone can be chosen and anyone can highlight themselves in the community. Gives people a chance to showcase themselves, though they don't really need a reason. It really brings the community together to kind of show what they're doing, make trailers, and highlight what they could be doing, having some harmless fun. We don't need a reason to have some just fun in the community, and sometimes all you need is a shove to get together and have a good time. And nothing's wrong with shooting your shot, even if it's unlikely, which I agree with. I don't think any of the complaints should stop you shooting your shot, or no matter how unlikely it is, you should give it a go. But we're going to look at some of the posts, and we're going to look at some of the Vshojo members' responses so far, and we'll go into my opinions about it. But let's get into these posts. Okay, we're going to look at the Vshojo post first and then go into some others, but I wanted to look at this post too. They don't really say here, as far as I can tell, that they're saying anyone can be picked, but open applications kind of give that vibe. Let's go over it though for a second. Big announcement. Applications to join Vshojo are now open to apply starting today, July 9th. We will be contacting applicants 1 month after we close. Applications on August 6th, and then it goes into application progress, which I had a quick look at for this. A lot of VTubers have responded, some applying, which I think is good for them. Is that what they want to do? I myself am not applying because I'm not looking at corpos right now, but everyone should shoot their shot if they want to shoot it. But yeah, they don't really say anything about it other than their important information, who to contact, you'll only be notified if you get past the initial round. They don't really say much about it. It's mainly everyone's interpretation that anyone can be chosen. But that's kind of the idea when you have open applications, because if they knew they were picking from a certain batch, to be fair, even with big VTubers, it's hard to know who's actually willing to open a corpo because they don't all know each other like a lot of people assume. So I don't think it's particularly bad at this point that people are they choose from the best of the best per se. I guess it would be clarifying if they mention that, but you can kind of tell by a company's hiring who they're looking for. And I think that's what you should pay attention to, but you should shoot your shot no matter what. And it's always fun to learn like different things and to like reflect on what you're doing. Now we're going to go into one other post by even Star, which I think makes some good points about this, talking about mainly a lot of people were scared about applying, and I think a lot of people have some good points about it. Working on an audition reel, thinking about the content you want to create, getting to know yourself and your content are valuable lessons to learn whether you get in or not. Experience alone is worth it. Seeing a lot of people laminate on things outside of their control. Everything tiny thing you do has worth. You just gotta find it. You have powerful dream, then you must chase the dream by all means. Life belongs to the bold. I said that funny. But I feel like there is a good lesson in there, is that even a confident boost or teaching yourself to be bold, it can be worth doing it, even if the outcome may be you don't get in. That's the thing. Only at maximum, like 1 to 3 people are gonna get it. A lot of people aren't gonna get in. Are you gonna take that as a reason to not apply? No. So I think you can point out that there is like a general sense of Vshojo people that get in. They are a certain kind of company. That's just how it's going to be. But should that stop you? Realistically, no. Because how do you know when you hit those limits? When you hit the Vshojo level that they want, you don't really know. So if you want to and Vshojo is part of your dream, may as well apply every time it comes up. And I do agree with that. But I don't get a lot of people cracking down hard pointing out this pattern like it's negative. Yes, if they're complaining and being really salty, that's fair. But I do think it's fine to point out that they hire certain kind of people, certain kind of backgrounds, etc. Because Vshojo doesn't launch new people very often. And so far, I think they've only done it with the Japanese side. So not saying they'll never do it, but it's fine to be realistic, but also just go and be bold at the same time, because then you know what you're doing. Then we're going to go into the Zentra post, because I think this came out first. I will go a little bit into someone else's post about this, Ilaria, but the Zentra talks about this, and I'll read over it first, and then I will say my piece about it, about the whole friend kind of drama with this. Heartbreaking is disheartening to see so many people pushing the idea of Zen friends only, when each person I found had to work their way to the top regardless. I would say I've seen the Zen's friends only. I think most of it is memes. Vshojo as another stepping stone to get more famous. They see famous people just getting more famous. So I guess, and yes, they work really hard. But I think the thing is, when you open auditions to everyone, it makes it sound like you will consider everyone equally, which is not the case realistically with some of these applications, because they are looking for top streamers most of the time. I have friends who don't want to join, who are working their asses off and doing amazing things. I even pushed management to open auditions again finally after so long, and to scout for new and upcoming people to mesh with. I wanted to meet new people and let the others get a sense for them as well, and see who would fit into the puzzle. Then I come to realize that even if we bring in a new person, people will claim we focus on new people instead of helping others who are halfway to success, or other larger creators be part of something fun. Either way is a loss. I just wanted to do the right, help smaller and up and coming, as well as potential to bring someone on the rise. Management and gun run are working their butts off to do all of this, and now I feel as though I made a mistake in doing this. Who knows? But I hope you all still try, because I started from the bottom too, and I put in the work. I think the thing is, like, well, to be fair, there's two sides of this you have to consider. There's the average person watching from the outside. I don't think they would smack on them for picking someone relatively smaller, but their fans who watch them regularly may smack on them for not picking someone who they are close with, because they care about them too. So I can understand that side of it. But I don't think particularly if they chose to pick a smaller creator, they would get a lot of shit for it. But to be fair, I could be completely wrong on this, so who knows. But I do think it's just one of those things. They're gonna pick who they pick. But if they pick another friend of Zentra's or another friend of the group, it will be a confirmation that is the kind of people who get in. That is not an automatically bad thing, but you can't do open applications and kind of push the idea that anyone can get in, and then the same kind of people always get in. It's fine if that happens, but people are going to assume that's what happens. That's what happens when you hire the same kind of people all the time. People will then know who you hire. It's just what it is, right? That's just what it is. It's not particularly bad, but it means everyone is aware. And at some point, small creators or medium creators or even large creators, because let's be real, thousands of viewers are extra large creators. They're not going to apply. Honestly, if they pick out only the top thousands people, I love a lot of them. There's some really strong contenders, honestly, but the people under 1,000 are just not going to apply because they think they don't have a chance. And that's just the reality of the situation there. And that's fine. But you have to admit the reality there. But I understand why Zen would be upset by this, that people assume you have to be her friend to get in. But Zen herself says in this that she encourages her friends to apply, so yes, a lot of people that Zen knows and Zen vouches for may be going into it. And that's fine too. I don't really see a problem with that. It's just, I don't think it's bad that people are aware. That may be how it is. That is who might get in. But I do understand the frustration of feeling like you're getting tugged on both sides and they just can't seem to please everyone. But to be fair here, they haven't exactly hired a small person as far as I'm aware. So realistically, it's not like they've tried to please the small people, but I don't think they particularly need to hire anyone small. Would it be interesting? Yes. Do they have to be that kind of company? No. They don't have to hire anyone that they don't think fits. Because as going over this, it is a higher risk. Hiring someone completely new. That's a lot of things people don't talk about. It is very risky. Hire view streamer is tested. They are tested. They do the work, because the hardest thing with some teams is making sure they do the work and making sure they know what to expect. And once someone is already a bigger streamer, it's already done. It's so much easier to bring someone on that already knows the ropes a bit. And before we go into my opinion, because obviously my opinion as a random VTuber is very important, but let's go over this because I think Laria's point on this brings up some good points about the application process and some of the drama about people worrying about the application process or being discouraged. And I definitely think you should take away with this. Don't be discouraged, because realistically, we don't know what Vshojo's business plan is. At the moment, they may be hiring bigger creators, but they seem to be adding more and more people to their roster. So who knows where they're going into the future. I've seen mixed reactions and people doubting themselves about the Vshojo applications. I want to tell you why you absolutely should apply. And here are some of the big arguments I've seen. I'm not big enough. Let's say hypothetically this is true. There is some magic cutoff number. That doesn't mean you won't be seen at. Or a reviewer could really like something about you and keep you in mind for future opportunities. You're getting your eyes on yourself. That's the thing. Like, either way, it's good to make promo reels. It's good to get your trailer done. I was thinking of even doing my trailer, because I don't have one, because I should get one done, and it was at least a reminder that I should. But again, hypothetically, there is a cutoff point. Even if there is a cutoff point, what the hell is that cutoff point? We don't know. No one knows. Even people who's like, yeah, they hire bigger numbers. What is the bigger number? We don't know. When do you hit that cutoff point? And sometimes with streamers, you have no idea how well you're doing until later. Who knows? May as well give it a go if that's something what you want. Because at the very least, you'd learn something for next time. Because if you know that's something what you want, you may as well be improving yourself until you get there. Vshojo is full of nepotism. Welcome to most businesses. Yes. Nepotism is bad in some cases, like nepo babies, because they didn't work their way to the top. But when it comes to VTubing, there is some nepotism, but most of the people still had to grind their way up there. It's not quite the same kind of nepotism. And connections in everything helps you, even if it's just finding someone with a good work ethic, because a lot of thing of business is sometimes just referring someone you know works well. Connections are easy way to grow and important in most cases. If talents are already getting along with someone or have gotten close with an individual, it only makes sense. Vshojo is allowed to operate however they want and choose talents how they feel best. Don't get caught up on something you can't control and focus on what makes you stand out. Exactly, that is something that you cannot control, and a lot of people don't realize that not every VTuber automatically gets along. There is a reason some VTubers are completely on their island by themselves and can't get along with anyone. They wouldn't be hired into Vshojo and some others because they don't work well with some others. And that is an important part of VTubing that a lot of people don't talk about, is that working well with your teammates is really important. Being social is a very big part of VTubing and streaming. Having connections and vouching for other people working well for each other is really important, because a big killer of corporations and teams are drama. And that is something they have to keep in mind. There are going to be so many applications. True. I cannot tell you how many times during consultations I ask people to tell me about yourself and what makes you special. 9 out of 10, they aren't able to answer. Go through this application, really work on that 2-minute video. What makes you special? What makes people want to work with you? What do you get out of Vshojo? And what do they get out of you? You are going to be doing yourself a favor for your future. This is a really good point. And I think this is the best part of like application process. It's the same even if applying for sponsorships, honestly. Self-reflection is really important. But again, with the too many applicants, you have no idea how many people are applying or not. Some people think like you must have 1,000 applications for something or other. No one applies because everyone thought that. But Vshojo gets to promote their brand off of you. It's mutually beneficial for everyone involved. If it wasn't mutually beneficial, Vshojo would be bankrupt. That is the thing. People think VTuber companies is like the messiah and just out for love and peace and they're hippies. It is a business and they need money to pay their employees. So if it wasn't mutually beneficial, they wouldn't be able to run. That's just how it is. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Exactly. At the very thing, this is a test in courage, and learning how to take a chance on yourself is important. I wanted to go over that one. But let's go into my thoughts on this. To summarize my opinion on this little drama here, I do think it's a bit misleading to put this application out as anyone can win, but realistically Vshojo didn't do that themselves. That seems to be the interpretation of it. As Vshojo at this point only takes on big name talents, which is nothing wrong with that. It's easy to pick up an already proven streamer. Can be risky hiring unknown talents. And I can understand that from a managerial point, having someone that's tried and tested is important. But I wouldn't let that deter you from applying, as no one can really know what Vshojo is looking for. Especially as the company gets bigger, they may be looking for different things. So why not apply? Let's do it. But really, Vshojo will hire whoever they want and what's best for their team and management. It's good to keep a realistic idea of these companies. But why not join in on the fun no matter the outcome? Unless, like me, you just aren't looking to join a corporation / management at this time for whatever reason. You know, I'll be theorizing whoever will be picked. I love a good tinfoil hat theory. Honestly, I think it'll be a male VTuber. Corey needs a homie. I can feel it. I can feel it. But with that, guys, who do you think will be picked? Should Vshojo do completely open auditions if they pick a creator already known to them? Is it giving people false hope? What do you think of this situation? Or is it just a nothing burger? I'll catch you in the next video, my delinquents. Thanks for listening to me yap, and I'll catch you next time, bestie. You got this.